Let's work on Dan's pros and cons.
I have to say that I'm in awe of his game. I mean, he is that good.
He has been very strategic. We all know he's a dangerous player.
Dan is out there on the battlefield, murdering everybody and sending people out in body bags. I like that kind of gameplay. That actually kind of works for me.
He's running the house. Despite what he did to us personally, this game doesn't have any rules. There is no manual on how you have to play the game of Big Brother.
There is, however, a life manual. Some of us go by that.
Agreed. Yeah.
There's been people win this game that didn't play it unethically.
But we were all sneaky, and we all lied to each other's faces and had handshakes and said, oh, everything is cool. We've all done those same things as well here.
Oh, man.
Why are Dan's lies worse than anybody else's?
Putting your hand on the Bible and swearing on the Bible is much worse than just saying, hey, I'm not going to vote for you or I'm going to vote for you. You can say, hey, this is a game, but we're still living our lives within those walls.
If Dan and Judas were in the final two, Dan might have my vote.
Okay.
Joe's proud of that one.
Might.
Hello, house guests, and congratulations on making it to the final three.
Thanks, Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Now, for the last time this season, the power is up for grabs. Dan, Ian, as winners of the first 2 rounds of the HOH competition, you are the only ones eligible to compete. The house guest with the most points at the end of 6 questions will be crowned the final head of household. Are you ready, gentlemen?
Yes,
Go.
Julie.
Then let's begin. Question 1. Ashley said, my favorite moment in the house was A, when I went on an ice cream date with Frank, or B, dressing up like a giant tortilla chip. Answers, please. Let's hear what Ashley said.
My favorite moment in the house was when I went on an ice cream date with Frank.
Which makes the correct answer A. You both got it right. You both get a point. Let's reset as we move on to question 2. Joe said, my biggest regret in the game was A, relying too much on my cooking, or B, my 10 alliances. Answers, please. Let's hear what Joe said.
My biggest regret in the game was my 10 alliances.
Which makes the correct answer B. You both got it right. You both get another point. Reset as we move on to question 3. Brittany said, the most embarrassing moment in the house for me was A, having to say the words quack pack like a million times this summer, or B, when one of my players seriously told me that she had bartered cigarettes for a vote. Answers, please. Let's hear what Brittany said.
The most embarrassing moment in the house for me was when one of my players seriously told me that she had bartered cigarettes for a vote.
Which makes the correct answer B. Ian, you got it right. You get a point. You take the lead by 1. Reset as we move on to question 4. Frank said, the moment in the house that irritated me the most was A, being lied to over and over again, or B, being on the block every week. Answers, please. Let's hear what Frank said.
The moment in the house that irritated me the most was being on the block every week.
Which makes the correct answer B. Ian, you got it right. You get a point. You're in the lead by 2. Reset. Question 5. Jen said, the most uncomfortable moment in the house was A, the Frank and Willie fight outside, or B, the first double eviction night. Answers, please. Let's hear what Jen said.
The most uncomfortable moment in the house was the Frank and Willie fight outside.
Which makes the correct answer A. And you got it right, Ian. There is no reason to go on to question 6. Because, Ian, congratulations. You are the final head of household. Ian, it is now up to you to decide whom you would like to evict and whom you want to sit next to when you face the jury. And Ian, I'll be back in just a few moments for your decision.
Guys, as you know, it makes me physically ill that I have to choose between two quack packers. Danielle, you're the sweetest person I've ever met in my life, but I have to honor my commitment to Dan, so I vote to evict Danielle. Sorry.
It's official. Danielle,
Sorry.
you are the last person to be evicted from the Big Brother house.
It's okay.
I'm done.
Southern Charm.
It'd be great.
Love you, Danny. I hate to say that.
Did you just get, dude? Dude, I was trying to win that thing. How did you know Brittany's?
How did I know Brittany?
Yeah.
Just a guess. In fact, I guessed on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that, man.
Ashley, what is the first question from the jury?
Hey, Ian.
Hey, Ashley.
Hi. Okay, so you took credit for creating the Quack Pack.
Yes.
Do you think that you made your own decisions, or did you just do what the group wanted you to do?
No, I made my own decisions throughout the entire time with the Quack Pack. Part of me making that Quack Pack alliance was so that I could put my destiny into my own hands. So that's what I did. I didn't take what was given to me. I just took my destiny into my own hands.
I would totally disagree with that, but you didn't ask me the question. What? We made the decision for him. We had a lot.
Yeah. You'll get your turn, trust me. Frank, what is your question from the jury?
Dan, we agree that lying and backstabbing are moves in this game that are oftentimes necessary. However, do you feel you crossed the line when you swore on the Bible or your wedding ring, and how do you justify doing so?
Yeah, you know, in this game, there's a lot of things I'm ashamed of, but in this game, I was forced to play a certain way. I had to play a ruthless game. I had to swear on my wife. I had to swear on the Bible. It's things I'm not proud of, but it got me to this point. So if I could take it back, would I? Yeah, I could probably have made the same moves without doing that, but at the same time, I was up to my elbows in blood. It's like, you know, I got to go to confession anyways, man, but I understand where you're coming from.
Thank you, Dan. Your question from the jury?
Dan, you said you're up to your elbows in blood, yet you've only won one HOH. What blood are you talking about? And what are you trying to take credit for?
That's a great question. You know, out of the 6 or 7 jury members, I had to stab almost all of them in the back. Whether or not you guys realize that I use people to get power. Look at Shane. I convinced Danielle to use a veto on me. I told her I wasn't going to get rid of Shane. I knew darn well I was going to stab him in the back because I can't beat him. Everyone loves the guy. He's going to win this game 7-0. I can't beat him in physical competition. I lied to Frank multiple times, stabbed him in the back. I hosted my own funeral to stab Brittany in the back. It was ridiculous how much blood I had to get. I didn't want to play that way, but looking at you guys and how tough you were, that was my only option.
Dan, he worked with Danielle as given, and he stabbed a lot of people in the back, which I played a slightly cleaner game.
Thank you, Ian. Shane, your question?
Satan. Dan. Why do you deserve to win over Ian, man? I mean...
Yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. I know you're mad at me, but let's take a look at Ian. He claimed to form the Quack Pack. Me, you, Danielle, and Brittany, we're in an alliance. And if you can't remember, Brittany took Ian up to the upstairs HOH room in a dog suit by the leash and said, "You're our 5th vote." That's why we brought him in. And if that's not enough, I respect Brittany because she was puppeting Ian the entire time. They were good friends, but she controlled him. And he'll never admit that, but Brittany might. She had Ian by the leash, literally and figuratively.
Bowl.
All right. Thank you, Dan. Danielle, because you were just evicted, you get a chance to ask one question to either finalist.
Ian.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did you know that Dan had a final 2 deal with me and that he was really going to take me instead of you?
I was not aware of that fact, and I really hope that's not true because he gave me his grandfather's gold necklace as collateral if he evicted me. So, you know, he's not only lying on the Bible, but on the cross as well. So there you go, Danny.
Danielle, you were right. I would have taken you to the end because you were my player. So, you know, I would never turn my back.
There you go.
Ian,
Yeah, his cross,
Dan.
his grandfather's cross.
Gentlemen, men, in just a few moments, you'll each
Really?
have a chance to make a final statement
Really?
to the jury. When we return, Ian and Dan have one last chance to plead their case, a speech that could be worth $500,000. Stay with us.